Welcome back to GMA, live from Times Square.
Believe me, that's not for us. That's for who they know who will be sitting with us in just moments.
Well, let's get to it.
Yes.
All right. Now, you loved him in Dazed and Confused and loved him in Dallas Buyers Club. Now he's got a new movie. You're going to love him in this, too. It's called Gold. Please welcome Academy Award winner, Matthew McConaughey.
Alive. Not just a live audience, they are alive.
How do you like early mornings?
This helps get it started.
But you know, everything you do, man, everything you touch is so cool, right? And I'm watching these Lincoln commercials, and you are talking to you seem like you make talking to yourself seem cool. And so I'm wondering, when you are driving, do you talk to yourself? Do you sing in the car? What do you do?
Absolutely. I learned a long time ago, it's fine to talk to yourself as long as you answer. So we started off the first series of Lincoln ads, and I was basically talking to myself Socratically. There was no one else there. So the second set, I talked to dogs, and then this third, we were like, why don't you talk to yourself and you'll be in the back seat and the front seat.
What's next?
I don't know. We'll figure it out on the way.
That's awesome.
Have you seen this new trend on Twitter?
What's
People
that?
describing their kids in 5 words. Got a couple of examples right here. Jeff Dwoskin. Such adorable little germ factories. Another great one. Why are they always sticky? So you have three little kids
I have
now,
3,
right?
8, 7, and 4.
Wow.
It's happening.
It's on.
It's happening.
You have no idea.
Yeah.
Can you take the challenge? 5 words for your kids?
5 words for my kids. We've got a lot of musical. We've got an architect. We've got a scientist and a monarch. Yeah. And I'll save the 5th
Can't
word.
wait to see that one.
Yeah.
You'll say the 5th word?
And we got to wish your mom a belated happy 85th
85.
birthday.
85.
That's great.
You know what? Here's one of her secrets. I may have shared it before. I'll share it again. Number 1, her favorite word is yes. Okay, but I said, Mom, no one forgives themselves quicker than you. I go, do you have anything at the end of the day where you ever have any sort of regret, or you're like, oh, I could work on that and I'd like to do better at that? She goes, honey, every single night when I go to bed, I have a long list of those things. But the thing is, when I wake up in the morning, I forgot them all. She's like, no stress.
Well, people are saying your new one is unforgettable. Gold.
Gold,
It
yes.
is just that gold. And the transformation. You take it before, but you had to. Is it more difficult to have to gain weight for a role or lose weight for a role?
It's more fun to gain it.
How did you gain it for this one?
Whatever, whenever.
Yep.
6 months of straight. I said anything I want to eat or drink for 6 months at any time of day, say yes. And if I second guess myself, you have to have double McConaughey.
What did you?
So,
What did you indulge?
mainly cheeseburgers and beer.
Well, the biggest thing is, did you enjoy it?
Absolutely. No, I never got tired of it. And I thought I was going to get lethargic. I thought I was going to not sleep well. I was going to lose energy. And I learned another lesson on this thing. The only reason you get tired when you're indulging like that is when you think of quitting.
So don't be a quitter, kids.
I mean, I'm talking 6 months of it, you know.
Yeah.
And you
Years
stopped
of it, it
working
could have
out
caught
cold
up.
turkey?
No, I didn't even take the stairs to the 2nd floor. It was fun.
But you know something else in this movie, and which I watched last night, and I loved it. And you had to mess with a real tiger. How?
Yes.
And that was real.
That was real. And they scheduled this scene where I touched this tiger for the last scene in the film. Now, if you know anything about scheduling,
Oh, yeah.
that means if something goes down, you've got all of McConaughey stuff, and I've already got the footage, so it's okay. And I'm a producer on it, so I had something to do with that scheduling. But I was like, yeah, it is clever scheduling. Yeah, I did touch this tiger, and that's. I'm not acting in this scene. I'm scared. I'm sweating.
Really?
Yes.
How did they try to reassure you about that tiger?
That was funny because the trainer, who seemed to be a commonsensical man, you know, I said, so give me the real skinny. What's the real danger? He goes, it is a meat-eating mammal, okay? And he goes, I have fed it, so it's not really hungry, but he's young as well, so he's very curious. And if he gets curious, he could lunge. I go, well, so you have the lunge. He goes, I can't stop him from lunging, but after that, I can get him. And I was like, so I take the first slot. Yeah. Hi there.
But let's get to the essence of this movie, though. I love this story. This guy is a dreamer.
Yep.
He does not give up on that dream at all, and with the goal in mind of gold.
Of gold. I mean, this is a man who literally has a dream.
Yeah.
And then the next morning, hawks a watch and buys a one-way ticket to Indonesia to chase it down. And talking to football terms, this guy throws 5 Hail Marys and catches his own pass to survive.
So his dream was that it was in Indonesia.
He knew where. He had a dream that he knew the guy who knew where it was, that he had met 8 years ago, and bought a one-way ticket to Indonesia to chase it down, and made it happen.
Yeah, and then it turns out the real jungle was on Wall Street.
Yes, the concrete jungle had a larger bite than the Indonesian jungle. Yes.
Yeah, which is it's really the twists and turns. You think you know where it's going, and you really don't. And you were really drawn to this story on a personal level.
Yeah. I mean, he's a great American archetype, Kenny Wells. And I grew up. A lot of my father was in this role. A lot of the people that my father dealt with was in this role. And I remember my dad would take me around the country when I was 12. And we'd go office to office to collect from people that owed him money. And you bring your 12-year-old son, you shame some people into paying you back. And it worked, right? And he loved a shady deal. He would much rather buy overpay for a hot watch behind the abandoned strip mall than he would go to Zell's and actually buy the watch. And it didn't matter if he took or whatever. It was the you know, he'd look in the air like, oh, the helicopter's following us. And like, you just bought a hot watch. No one but he loved it.
Let's give everybody a little taste of the movie.
Please.
$267,434. It's not exactly the number I had in mind, Wells.
Well, look, I may be able to borrow a little bit against it, but, you know.
No, you know what, truth, Mike? That's it for now. That's it. Can you make it work? I can't make anything work.
Work out of a bar, Will.
Keeping a lid on expenses, Mike. Making the dollar holla.
Keeping a lid on expenses, Mike, making the dollar holla.
Making the dollar holla.
And that was Edgar Ramirez, your co-star, who you two play best friends in this movie. You developed a friendship, you become best friends. But I hear, you know, you dive into these things that you wanted it to seem genuine. So I hear you guys have a secret pact.
Yeah, it was the first, when I met Edgar in Indonesia, the first thing I said is, let's take a walk. And we took a walk. And, you know, if you're good at keeping a secret, you don't ever tell anyone what you learn. If you're great at keeping a secret, the ultimate way of keeping a secret, I believe, is if I share something with you and you and I are in a 10-foot dinghy in the middle of the Pacific Ocean 50 years from now, if I bring it up, you'll be like, I don't know what you're talking about. That's really keeping a secret. That's taking it almost past the grave. Once you share it, you forget it. And that's the secret that we have.
That's good.
The director wanted to know some answers. The producers wanted to know answers, and we were just like, none of your business.
But I tell you, but it works because you watch this film and you can tell this is you got to have a genuine relationship in this movie that goes beyond just what you're doing on camera.
It's about loyalty and friendship, and two people do it on a handshake.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Everything you do, every role you play, Matthew, you bring us with you. And thank you for that. You really are so. We're going on that adventure. It means a lot.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, you got it.
You know what I thought you were going to say? Everything you touch turns to
Gold.
January 27th, 2017. In theaters.
And hit the theaters nationwide. January 27th. Make sure you go check it out.